Might be my favorite story of the year.
Philip Rivers, the same guy, not one of his kids, is working out for the Indianapolis Colts at quarterback. This is unprecedented levels of desperation in Indianapolis. Daniel Jones tore his Achilles. Riley Leonard, the backup, who incidentally is younger than Philip Rivers' oldest child, I'm not kidding, has a knee injury, might not be able to go. So Philip Rivers, our Jeremy Fowler, reporting that the workout took place last night, which was on Rivers' 44th birthday, and that he threw the ball well. And I think there's a chance this happens.
I think in Philip's own words, gosh dang, this might actually be fascinating. Jeff, what? I feel like someone needs to give Jeff a hug.
Oh, this is brutal.
What has happened to the Colts in a few weeks, all kidding. I mean, this part of it feels almost a little funny, but it's just brutal what has happened to that franchise.
We'd already dropped 3 or 4, and then midway through, you see Daniel Jones go down, and as a Colts fan, we all know we just traded our 2 first-round picks for Sauce Gardner, who comes over, and he's got a calf injury, and then now this was going to be our quarterback, and so you're going to ride the organization with this. This is December, y'all. An Achilles in December, he ain't gonna be back for the regular season, or early in the regular season.
Next year, you mean?
Yeah. I mean, so now there's all kinds of things that come into play. The Philip Rivers, great. Yeah, I mean, I hope if he does come back, I hope it goes really well. If I'm calling Tom Brady too. Do we stop there? Like, Tom's at least, we see him. He's in shape. Like, he's done some things in the career. Like, let's bring him. What is he, 46?
Yeah, I mean, Unitas is no longer with us. Right? Like,
you can call anybody.
Do we think that Brady could own the Raiders, play for the Colts, and broadcast games on Fox?
I mean, at least we're making history. It's not the first time the Colts have made history. We'll make history.
I bet you he thinks he can.
For sure. It's brutal. I mean,
it's unfortunate. I mean, the other thing about the Daniel Jones situation is also, like, the Achilles injury. We don't really have a great history of guys coming back in the position playing well. So even if he's not back for next year, you would hope that it felt like they found their quarterback. And it feels like now, with no draft picks and no promising other prospects at the spot, I mean, Richardson still can't see right at other quarterbacks. So it just feels like a real dire situation.
And to y'all point, the thing that sucks for Daniel Jones personally, he's on a 1-year deal.
Yeah, right.
It's not a guarantee that he's going to get the contract he deserves. I have the Colts game this weekend, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, I could really be in production meetings with Philip Rivers.
That'd be fun.
Hey, what defense do they play this week? Oh my word!
Yeah,
let me just say this: if I am Philip Rivers and his bride, children, whatever, I'm like,
concerned citizen.
Dad, save yourself, save yourself, because it's gonna come up, and I'm gonna let you know. That is a violent defense. Yeah. It brings a lot of very angry, big-bodied people to put the hammer down. That ball better come out on step 2, because you can't get to step 3, man. Go ahead and get it out.
And a relatively small sidebar in all this, it would restart his Hall of Fame candidacy clock for another 5 years. I think he's a you're saying that because it's not the most important.
He's not going in this year. Yeah.
He wouldn't get it this year anyway, but it would start the whole 5 years over again.
Yeah.
All right, so we got one quarterback at one end of the spectrum. Now let's talk about a very young one in Cleveland.
Shedeur Sanders, head coach Kevin Stefanski of the Browns, saying Shedeur will start the rest of the year at quarterback for Cleveland. Shedeur Sanders coming off the best game of his brief career so far. And I mean, they didn't win the game, but he threw for 364 yards? And I think
3 touchdowns, ran for another.
Look, the team has 2 first-round picks that drafted 2 rookie quarterbacks this year. It still has Deshaun Watson under contract for 1 more year. As the muddiest quarterback picture in the entire league, Shedeur Sanders is going to get a month to show where he belongs in all of it.
And what do we think? I mean,
he deserves it. He earned every bit of it.
I think if Shedeur Sanders had been a first-round pick, we'd be talking about him a lot differently than this. Like, the amount of leeway and the reaction we give to first-round picks is like, there's so much promise. And the thing that we always look for in quarterbacks is so many quarterbacks that we've seen, and we're like, if he could just clean this up. And year after year, it's always the same thing for certain players. The thing for Shedeur that was impressive is last week, he was terrible as far as managing the pocket. Now, he's gotten a little better at it. Like, the ability to show some improvement is super impressive. I agree that he doesn't have all the ridiculous, arm talent that you would want, but understanding defenses, making good decisions, and managing the pocket is better than the Browns have had in a long time.
What he did on Sunday, he gives them hope. You felt like watching that game, the Browns had a legit chance to win the football game with what they were able to do on the offensive side of the ball. So if Shedeur plays the way he did Sunday for the rest of the season with 2 first-round draft picks, imagine what the Cleveland Browns Browns can do and who they can go get, a trade possibly. There's so many other options. If they feel like after a month, if Shedeur continues to play that way, that we have a quarterback for the future, now you can actually build on this roster and see that you can actually make some moves to go play and win.
The 30 for 30 on this season is going to be so fascinating someday when we go back to giving Kenny Pickett all the reps in training camp and then trading him before the season starts, into starting Dylan Gabriel for weeks before you went to this. Candidly, it's been ludicrous.
You laughed out that they had Joe Flacco starting at quarterback and then they traded him to a division rival.
Like, it's a strategy, and then he comes. Shedeur comes out there. He's got 4 touchdowns created on the game, and they take him out for the 2-point conversion that gets tied at the very end.
And they only got him because of injury. Like at that point, he still hadn't gotten a chance to start.
The whole thing has been sort of shrouded in a weirdness that I can't fully dissect because I'm not there and I don't understand it. I know there are a lot of questions about it locally, but one way or another, he's going to get a chance to prove that he is the player that a lot of the analysts said he was.
And let's put it careful. This is, to me, this is no different than any, because you talk about if it's a first-round pick or what, you want to see progression. Like, you just want to see him week in and week out get a little bit better, right? Because I hear everyone talking about, oh, it was the Titans. It was, right? But you're going to continue to play better and better defenses. You have to show
the Browns,
that you're doing the,
like,
that's right.
It's not like we're talking about.
Thank you.
Reaction Tuesday, Dan Graziano, Jeff Saturday. We're going to start in the AFC where the Colts are in big trouble this season and in the years to come. Dan, is this an overreaction or not an overreaction?
It is not an overreaction, and this was written before I knew they were working out a literal grandfather today for potentially playing quarterback in Phillip Rivers. Look, it's really unfortunate what happened to Daniel Jones, but you look at a couple weeks ago when the Colts traded 2 first-round picks for Sauce Gardner. They were announcing to the world, we don't need these first-round picks. We have our quarterback. We're going for it this year. Now they don't have the quarterback. They don't have the picks. I don't know how they finish out this season and what they're going to do at the position going forward. And I can tell that Jeff, who bleeds Colts blue, is with me on this.
Yeah, this is not an overreaction, and probably one of the most painful things I've had to watch as a fan of my team. Watching him go down, and then hearing about that we're going to bring in Phil now for that's the only hope that we have. This is ugly, and to Dan's point, it's not just ugly for now. An Achilles in December is not something that you want for the guy that you thought was going to lead your franchise. And so now, are we in the Mac Jones conversation? Who knows? Like I really have no idea where we go after this season. Maybe Rivers comes and gives us some kind of miracle the last 4 guys. I don't know, but I'm devastated. I'm devastated. I'll be honest.
That was Phillip Rivers playing. The last time he did suit up was 2020 for the Colts. Let's say in the AFC, Mike Tomlin is going to finish over 500 again. Dan, overreaction or not?
It's not an overreaction. I don't know how he does it. This team shouldn't be, but here they are at 7-6 with 4 games to go, and I'm not putting it past him to go 2-2 the rest of the way and finish with a winning record. It's what he does. It is impressive. I know the Steelers fans are sick of it. They want more playoff success, and I don't blame them. And I don't think this is a team that's built to have playoff success. But to finish 2-2 over the remaining 4 games, completely within Mike Tomlin's purview. And I think going over 500 with this roster he has this year is a fairly impressive accomplishment.
Are you serious? Listen,
yes.
Who cares? Who cares? If we go 500, they didn't bring Aaron Rodgers in and have the highest paid defense in the NFL to go 500 or 1 game above. They need to win out, and they need to win playoff games. Every Steelers fan knows the standard. It ain't to be 500. The highest paid, you just said they weren't supposed to be this good. They brought Aaron Rodgers in to go win games, bro. And right now being 500 would not be nearly good enough. They need to win out and then win playoff games. That's the bottom line for the Steelers.
How many games Aaron Rodgers been winning the last couple of years? Like, who would bring in Aaron Rodgers to win games? They brought in Aaron Rodgers because he's the only choice they had at that point.
That's what no, it's not. That is not the only choice. They planned that. You know it, and I know that. No.
This whole season, it's been not an overreaction or overreaction, and now it's who cares.
The rules are ambiguous, but I do still qualify that as a disagreement.
That was a disagreement. All right, let's get back to Dan. We're through week 14, Dan. What is this storyline that we are underreacting to?
The Seattle Seahawks are wrecking people. This is a monster team, a monster defense. If they had beaten the Rams a few weeks ago, we would be talking about this a lot more. They'll have another chance at home to play the Rams next week. And I think if they were to win that game, we start to talk about, is this a team that can be in and possibly win the Super Bowl? This is a high-level defense. Sam Darnold is playing at a high level. They have the best receiver in the league right now in Jackson Smith and Jigba. Got to get the running game going a little bit, but I think this is a team that is not being talked about enough considering how good it is.
I agree with that, and just to throw salt on the wound, just for those who are thinking of the Phillip Rivers experiment, if that happens, he'll face that defense, and I'm just going to let you know that is not what you want. That is a nasty defense that will lay some pain on your body, and they just made a very young man look embarrassingly bad. You ain't played in 5 years. That ain't the way you want to start it out with that group right there. To Dan's point, they are legit. If not the best team in the NFL, one of the best teams in the NFL, this is a very good football team, and we should be talking about them more.
Quick little Jeff Saturday translation. You don't want those problems. You can find Dan's full overreaction article, ESPN.com. Catch these two top of the hour.
Hey, hold up. Before we go, little fun fact. Not only does Dan and Michael Eaves share a Taylor, they also share a birthday. Same thing. Hey, looking good today, Dano. Let's go, baby.
People don't get the private jokes.